Hello, this is Holly's Joys, and we're here doing a sketchercise again this morning. And this one is going to be a quick sketch, an homage to a quote, one of my very favorite quotes. It's by Rumi, and I've written it across the top of my page, and it is, "You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop." So this is going to be our rendition of what an ocean scene might look like. Very quick. Doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, perfection is not the goal. Creativity is the goal. And what are your materials today? I have a ruler. I just did the ruler underneath the quote. I got a number 2 pencil. I have this pencil, which is called a carpenter's pencil. You don't have to have one of these. It's just a little softer and takes bigger swipes. If you can see, the lead is a little wider. And then I have a pen. I have a cotton ball and a Q-tip. So whatever materials work for you is fine, but this is what I am using. And you can draw whatever you like. You don't have to try to emulate what I'm doing. This is just an exercise, a sketchercise, my kind of exercise, by the way, on an homage to the ocean. So I'm going to do kind of a moonlit or sunrise. I don't know, whichever it turns out. We'll see. I'm going to just put a horizon line in, and it's nice and loose because it's the ocean, so it's moving around. It does not have to be straight. Don't give me that. I can't draw a stick figure. Can't draw a straight line. You don't need to. And if you do, you get a ruler. So then you're just going to, well, I'm going to, I want a really big moon. I mean, where I live, the moon is visible so much of the time, and it's just fascinating to me. And I'm not going to make my moon perfect because we've got cloud overlap, and I mean, who knows, right? I'm not going to have it quite touching the horizon line, but it's going to be close. And then I'm going to begin to, like, this moonlight is going to be kind of wiggly down through here. So I'm going to begin to just wiggle in some lines, and I'm going to wiggle them in kind of wide at first because I can always make it more narrow as I need. And I'm using the flat side of my pencil. If you see, I'm not using the tip. So these are just little tips and tricks that I use that work for me. Whatever works for you is absolutely fine. It's perfection, because what works for one may not work for another. And we'll just kind of wiggle in some lines here. Now, what do I have this cotton ball for? I'm just going to smear that out a little, just see what it looks like. And because I don't want it to be real crisp, I want it to have that ethereal, like if you're in a scary movie and it's swampy and foggy, kind of ethereal. Although this is going to be more serene than that, but that's kind of the idea I'm going for. And then I'm going to go back in and layer in some a little bit darker, and I am just trying to get a kind of an even layer first for myself. That's how I like to do it. And I'm putting in a little bit darker lines here and there, just adding a little bit of interest and movement. And then I will smear it out again with and you can use your Q-tip if you want to smudge in some smaller areas. The Q-tip just gives you a better control. And I want to talk about this quote. I just love this quote because, I mean, Rumi, come on. What a fantastic quote. So if you feel like you're lost in the ocean of people, he's telling you in that quote, you are not lost in the ocean of people. You are the ocean. Like, that's amazing, right? You contain within you, even though you may think of yourself as a little drop, but you're so much more than that. And isn't that just an amazing thought? is just incredible. I'm going to narrow in my back just a little bit. And then we're going to put in some clouds too. And of course, this is just an exercise of creativity to give you some creative momentum throughout your day. So now when you have something happen, then you find a solution through creativity, and you've gotten in touch with that part of who you are. So notice, I used to use my finger. When I was a girl, I used my finger to do this, and I had a pair of drawing shorts. That's what I called them back in the day, drawing shorts. And I just wipe it on my shorts. And then I'm going to go into the moon and just give the moon a little bit of shading and texture, because it does look like there are little continents and whatnot up there. So I'm just going to squiggle my pencil around, and then I will rely on this smearing technique. And I don't want to do it too dark because I want it to look like it's illuminating. So I'm not going to smear it in too much. So I will use my Q-tip on this outer line. So I've switched from the cotton ball to the Q-tip for more control. Now we need to put in some clouds. And then we'll go back in and just flesh out some little areas that we want to keep. And I'm just gonna loosely kind of make an outline for where I want my cloud. Just wiggle it around. And your cloud doesn't have to have any particular type of shape or form. They're just really hanging up there doing their thing. And I'm going to come down around the moon, and I don't want to go too dark around the moon because I don't want to lose it. So I'm going to make a darker cloud line here just so you can see the horizon more clearly. And then I'm pressing harder as I'm close to that horizon line, just a little bit, not too hard. And I'm still on the side of my pencil. Do not go on the tip of your pencil where it starts to cut into your paper, because you can't really smear that where it's not discernible. And that's the look I'm going for, is kind of smearing out these edges. You can use your finger if you want to, if you're down for that. You got a cloth or a napkin, or you want to wipe it on your shorts. I mean, it's absolutely fine. I just prefer nowadays to just toss my Q-tip when I'm done. So that's just me. They also make different materials if you go to an art department in like a Hobby Lobby or even a Walmart will have them. Let me show you what they look like. They're these little smudging pencils. It's just paper rolled really tightly. And I prefer to have a clean one each time. So these get dirty and then what? So I personally prefer the Q-tip. So we're getting there. And this doesn't have to be something that's, oh, so stunning, I'm going to hang it on my wall. That's really not what you're going for here. It's just loose, fun, creative. We're going to put in a cloud over here. And just starting your day off in that creative mind frame. And that's what it's for. But if yours turns out beautiful and you want to frame it, that would be awesome. But that is not what I am doing mine for. And then I am just going to continue to work on these clouds and putting a few to just fill my sky area up a little bit. And I'm doing different hues of this pencil, some darker, some lighter. And we'll see what it looks like. It almost comes across as an evening sky, or maybe even it's fixing to be stormy. Okay, now I'm going to smear all this in. And if you'll notice, I did not put pencil. I did not graphite every area. I used my cotton ball to smudge some of that in. And then I have lost the edge of my moon a little bit. So I do want to go back and just make him more crisp. And you can work on this as long as you like, but I think you get the idea of what we're doing, and it's our sketchercise for the day, and you're going to just fiddle around with it until you like it, as long or as short as you want, just to glean that creative burst for the rest of the day. And when you are finished with it, then you can go in and sign it, because it is your creation, however you can put your moon off to the side, you can make your moon a sun, you can add trees along, like they're hanging over this edge. I kind of thought about doing that, but time constraints, what are you gonna do? So we're gonna work on making this. See how you just go in there and just add a little bit of darker, and it just begins to make that thing pop. And you don't even have to have the gradations all over. You can just put a dark line randomly where you think it looks nice. And that's all there is to our sketchercise for the day. Hey, check me out on Facebook on Patio Pet, and I do a lot of different artworks over there and different creative things using recycled materials, which I love to use. And don't forget to get yourself a sketchbook and sketch along with me each day, and we'll see you next time. And before you go, please subscribe and share with somebody who needs a creative burst for the morning, and give me a thumbs up, make a comment, show me your picture, tell me a quote you love, and we'll see you next time. Bye.